Terrific. Well, we've got Nathan joining us from Thailand at the moment. For anyone that's not familiar with you, can you give us a brief introduction and tell us what you might talk about today?
Sure, I can talk about anything where the conversation takes us about marketing. So as a small to medium to enterprise, obviously, you live and die by the customers that you get. They need to pay you money. So I and my team specialize in helping you make the money. That's what we do. All right?
Perfect. I actually had a couple of questions outside marketing to start with, just because you obviously have an interesting life and business model. So one thing I was wondering, how do you get past the fear of trying something that not everyone else is doing? Obviously you're living abroad, you're running courses in different countries. One thing I love about your group is I consider myself a marketing nerd, and every time I go in there I learn something because you've already figured out something that not everyone else is doing. So you've obviously gotten past something that holds a lot of people back. What's that step that gets you out there to go, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this because I know I can do it and I want to do it?
Am I allowed to? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure if I'm allowed to sort of like swear and like be my normal self. So I'll kind of tone it down. But honestly, I just don't give a flying fudge. Right? I just don't care, and nor should you. The only thing that counts, right? I don't care about the social popularity contests. I don't follow anybody else in business. Like nice, tepid, flaccid words of encouragement. They mean nothing. The only thing that counts is a bottom line bump. And I think too many people these days are kind of paralyzed in business, especially when it comes to marketing, because they always think, well, I'm not doing what Gary Vaynerchuk or I don't know, who's the 15X guy, the 50X guy? I have no idea. I don't follow any of them. But they think, honestly, because what they do is they think that if they compare yourself, right, and your own marketing efforts to these people that have got very, very deep pockets, they've already made their money, right? So there's no incentive for them to carry on, right? They're just, yeah, whatever, it's okay, we're coasting, but we're preaching to you that you should be doing this and this and this and this. Well, as a small to medium-sized business owner, who's got the time to keep on top of all this stuff? So, going back to the original question of like, how do you do it, Nathan? I read voraciously, all right, and here's a top tip. So it's all about giving value in this interview, right, rather than talking mainly about myself, because no one gives a shit about me, right, but stuff that you can actually take away from this. I use every single day, when I open my eyes in the morning time, I'm across absolutely everything that I can be. I don't read a newspaper. I find them just like abhorrent, and they're just very boring and they're very biased. Instead then, wouldn't it be great to have an app on my phone which is basically tuned to all of the topics such as marketing, digital marketing, Google Analytics. This is stuff that's interesting to me, right? So, and it will be obviously different for you guys in your own businesses. Get the free app Flipboard, one word, Flipboard, okay? Go into the App Store, go into like Google Play, download, tune it into the keywords or key phrases that you're interested in. It could be marketing, it could be whatever, all right? But what happens is now when you wake up in the morning time, all right, all of those stories, instead of like trawling through 50,000 different sites, all encrusted with AdWords and AdSense and being tracked, instead of that, you have a nice clean interface where all these stories in your industry or your niche have been brought to you by the app, and you can simply swipe through and consume a shitload of information in a very, very short time. Don't read newspapers, there's no point. All right, this is all about your bottom line bump. That's how I do it. And the second part of the answer to you is that I just don't care what other people are doing. I don't, all right? Usually, and I'll be honest, I am the smartest guy in the room. So when I go, or used to go to seminars, right, because I don't know everything, all right, I sound like a bit of a douche, I'm not, but I am the smartest guy in the room. When I walk in there, if you paid $700 for, and some people are paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a ticket to the latest like seminar or the latest like webinar, okay, that's fine, all right, but if you come away with some knowledge, well, that's been worth it if you implement it. Implementation pays for the hookers and blow on Friday night, not listening to Gary Vaynerchuk give you soothing words. And I think people get too caught up in that, all right? They get caught up in the hype, the cult of personality, rather than just going, you know what? How do I take Gary Vaynerchuk's words and actually turn them into manageable and executable tasks for me and my team? How do I do that? So it's all very well to say, do digital marketing. Well, thanks, Gary. Thanks for that. Okay, how would your top tips be to actually do that? It sounds like I've got a hard on for Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't. I'm just using him because he is the most like popular, obviously, name out there at the moment. All right, so my biggest tip to you, use Flipboard, takeaway point. Use Flipboard to consume information on your terms, all right? And also don't worry about what other people are doing. Chances are they're probably just as scared and petrified and paralysis by analysis as you, all right? So do something. Your 10% is going to be 100% more than their 0%, all right?
All right.
And that's great advice.
Yeah,
I mean, we definitely, obviously, a lot of business owners get held back by something, whether it's the people around them or fear or whatever.
Fear, I think, is a big.
That's perfect. So, in the modern economy, world, whatever you want to call it, as connected as we are and as much opportunity as there is, do you think everyone can and should own their own business?
No, not at all. No, for sure not. Everyone has their own brand, and everybody, whether they like it or not, is always marketing. It could be marketing to, okay, well, we need to do some Facebook marketing, and we'll niche down, and I think we'll do our CPA basis, and and it could all be all the way down to a guy going, what T-shirt should I wear tonight to pull the hot chick in the nightclub? You're marketing yourself, right? So whether you like it or not, everyone is a marketer. Everyone is their own brand, okay, for whatever that means to you. But no, not everyone should run their own business. Business is hard. Business is really easy. It's awesome, and it's unicorns, and no, it's not. It's bloody hard, right? For every one person that's like, I woke up overnight and I made $1 million. I've got a 7-figure business inside like 48 hours, and you're like, that's hot. That's great. For every one of those, and they were lucky, all right? Don't ever believe anything, they were lucky. They're in the right place, the right time, they're the right money behind them. They were lucky, all right? You need a bit of luck in business. There's no way around that, all right? But for every one of those unicorns, right, there'll be the failed dead bodies of people that just go, 100 of us tried, and yeah, that sucked. My wife almost walked out. My kids hate me, and well, I haven't been on my motorbike for about the last 6 months, so yeah, let's not do that again, right? So no, not everyone should run their own business. Not everyone is cut out for it. If you want the 9 to 5, right, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Whereas the business owner, right, has got a certain type of personality, all right? They won't give a shit about what people say about them on Facebook. Well, you smell as well. Oh no, I think I'll end my life because, someone told me and said something bad on social media. If you're one of those people, don't run your own business, all right? People are pricks, okay? Especially the general public, all right? They are, okay? So if you have a personality type, you don't have to be gregarious. You don't have to be, alpha male. You don't have to be that to run your own business. Far from it. But you do need to have a sense of self-worth, all right? That's not born out of looking at your Facebook feed and going, oh no, oh, a cold sweat. What are people talking about me? If you're that sort of person, all right, maybe business isn't cut out for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'd just like to be massively on record saying that. So to answer your question, no, not everyone should run their own business, but everybody is marketing themselves in some way.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings up a great question then. Obviously we're more public and connected than ever before, and if we all have our personal brand, for someone that's not having their own business or someone that's just worried about their personal brand, what are the big things they have to worry about right now?
What should people be focusing on their personal brand? Was that the question?
Yeah, what are the obviously you could be on LinkedIn or Facebook, have a website, you could be everywhere, but if you're, not trying to necessarily actively market yourself, but you're trying to be relevant, what's the kind of the minimum or at least the most important pieces of that to have out there?
Sure. I think participation would be one of the things. Participation, consistency, and repetition, all right? So let's say that you can only, the content is irrelevant at this point in time. What you write about is entirely up to you, providing you do actually write it, all right, or record it, maybe a video, maybe some audio. But you have to produce the content, and you have to be consistent. There's no point just going, oh, well, that's fair enough. I'll probably do it once a blue moon, maybe. I've been on my motorbike. Maybe I'll write something now. Don't do that. All right. If you want to maintain a presence, you need to be at least consistent. All right. Maybe it's half a blog post. Maybe it's a Facebook post every day. All right. Maybe you tweet at least 5 times a day, but you need to be consistent. If you can only commit to doing it once a week, well, you know what, that's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay, all right? But make sure you do it at the same time of week on the same day per week, all right? So it's not so much really about the content or what channel you should be on. It's really kind of saying, well, just be consistent, right, in your output, okay? And pick a, obviously everything's going to be up for grabs. And, I tried tweeting that didn't work. Well, usually, unless you've got massive followers on Twitter, look, probably not, okay? Like, if I'm honest, I love Twitter, but look, Twitter, you're probably tweeting into the void. You're not ever getting anything back, very rarely for newbies, all right? So you get disheartened pretty quickly. A blog, that's great. Sometimes it's quite cathartic for people to write a blog on the challenges they've faced. Fantastic. Go ahead and do that. But again, blog, you now need to go, well, I need to start a blog off, so there's technical challenges. I need to write the content, learn how to use WordPress maybe. There's like foibles on there. So a blog, yeah, sure, do that. Okay, but is anyone going to see it with visibility? Look, probably not, all right, with your personal blog. So that leads us back onto where 1.4 billion people are. So look, probably Facebook would be the Mac Daddy, all right? So if you combine those and pick 2 of them, so if you write a blog and you share it on your Facebook wall, well, now you've got double bubble bonus, all right? So write your blog once a week on a particular challenge that you've personally faced, all right? Go into groups that are around the topic or niche that you like or follow or are all about. And just strike up a conversation with people. Don't try and pitch. There's so many Facebook groups or social media groups in general where people just go, buy my shit! And you're like, well, yeah, you haven't even asked me if I want a drink yet. That's harsh, isn't it? Right? Okay. So, again, you wouldn't, and the other thing as well is I find a lot of people, like not just network marketers or MLM people, for example, as well, bless them, I've got nothing against them, but they're people that do it wrong, okay? So a lot of the time, you would never, in a crowded room, think about this, right? Social media, for example, is like a great big crowded room at a party, right? The music's going, right? You're in a group, oh yeah, like-minded people, oh yeah, I'm just grooving on down. That's what I'm doing. And suddenly, right, you're talking to a load of people, and they're like talking to you back. They're going, oh, you're really funny and like, love you, Nath. I might come home with you tonight. And we're about to close the deal, right, with a hot chick, and someone comes in and they go, oh, would you like to buy something from me? Because I'm really awesome and I've got something you need. No. Take yourself, right, and Foxtrot Oscar. Bye-bye. Off you go. You'd never do that at a party. Well, maybe you would. I'm not sure. Maybe in LA. But anyway, the rest of the world. Well, hey there, lovely ladies. I'm available, okay? And then buy my shit. But no, you'd never do that, right? So don't do the digital equivalent, which is to go into let's say a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group and just go, hello, everybody. So this is my link. Click on it and download it. It's just not going to happen, all right? Warm the audience up. Okay, so going back to your question, all right, saying, well, what should people be doing if they're not running their own business? But what is the minimum people can do? Write a blog, learn how to, even if you use WordPress.com, you don't set up your own website and domain and all the rest of it, that's fine. Just go to WordPress.com, set yourself up in about 5 minutes, right? You don't have to be technical, all right? Write your blog, get some photos, get some original photos and some videos, because that's really important, all right? And then just share that link to the blog post on Facebook in groups or to your own personal networks and ask them to share it too, if it's genuinely interesting. And just get people to share your shit. If it's not, if it benefits you, then it's not going to benefit anybody else, right? If you're writing it for other people, right, to tell people what your challenges were and how you overcame them, that's good content, right? Because somebody else will read that and go, shit, I did actually have that problem. That's really cool. You win. So, yeah, anyway, hope that answers that question.
No, it's perfect. That's a great answer, actually. So that leads into the next obvious question. I am a business owner. I am looking to market it. How do I cut through the noise of the Gary Vaynerchuks and the random person in the Facebook groups and the Ryan Dices and figure out who I should actually listen to when it comes to it? I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to. And figure out who I should actually be listening to when I want to market my business, but I'm not a marketer.
Okay. All right, that's a really good question, and it's like such a massive topic that we could talk all day on that. Let me give you some actionable tips. All right, so I'm going to assume for this, right, that you're a small to medium-sized company, right? So how can you find customers, really? Yeah. So get a pen out because we'll just burn through this. And if you're watching this, right, and I'm going to burn through this, so it's probably good that you just like listen to the crazy English Australian guy, right, and then kind of rewind it. And then sort of like go, oh, I'll play that and write it down again. Here's number one. What you need to do is you need to develop a customer avatar, right? Now, people bang on about this till they're blue in the face. What a customer avatar is age, sex, location, all right? Are they, you might think, all right, that your customers are hot 25-year-old chicks in like New York, right? That have got loads of money. When you actually dig, number two, into your Google Analytics, all right, you actually find out that it's like 45-year-old yummy mummies from Delaware, right, on an iPhone 5, right? So you might think that your ideal avatar is like, right, whereas the actual avatar, the people that are actually buying or reading your stuff is like, I'm homeless in Delaware. You know what I mean? All right, have you got like $5 for the dog food? All right, so you need to have a look at your Google Analytics. That's point number two. All right, that will tell you, all right, who is visiting your website. Really? I'm doing this like thing in Thailand, right? And all of the dogs in the neighbourhood have gone, you know what? Now's the time that we should all friggin' bark at the same time. That's hot. That's so hot. Oh, they're howling now. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That's awesome. But anyway. Awesome. All right. So focus, Nath. Oh, shiny thing. So number one was all about the avatar, right? So who is actually buying your stuff? Number two, or who do you want buying your stuff? Number two is to dig into your analytics and actually see who's visiting your site. You might see with your Google Analytics, right, that your website we have something called a bounce rate. Okay, now bounce rate is where they come into your site on one page and then piss off like within, let's say, 60 seconds, right? Never to be seen again. They don't open any other pages. It's just the one. They came, they looked, and they went. All right, that's a bounce. So you want a nice low bounce rate on your blog. All right. So the thing is, with your Google Analytics, you want to look at that. And it's eye-glazingly dull stuff. So you probably want to speak to a grown-up like me, all right? Because like trying to interpret this stuff is boring, all right? Kill me now, you know what I mean? Oh, can I go out on the nightclub dance floor tonight? No, let's look at some data. Yeah, I'm going to go to the nightclub. You suck, Nate. Just do my data for me, right? So it is eye-glazingly dull stuff. But you might get some manageable like insights out of that. You might see that you have a very high bounce rate on people accessing your website using a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. I don't know, no idea. And when you actually open your website on a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and it didn't explode or anything, you just go, oh, that sucks. All right, the reason why I'm getting such a high bounce rate is because it looks shit on a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. The button's like halfway hanging off the screen. Oh no, that's terrible. All right, so that's why people came to your site and went, nope, I am noping the shit out of that. I'm going bye-bye. All right, so that's actionable information that you can do with your website, okay, with Google Analytics. All right, the next point is that you want to run a Facebook page, right? So whether you like Facebook or I'm not on Facebook, yeah, we'll get on Facebook because that's where your customers are going to be, all right? So you might not like it, but at least run a minimum presence on Facebook. You don't have to put a lot of personal information in there, right? But you need a Facebook personal profile so you can get a Facebook business page. You need a Facebook business page, all right? Don't worry about loads of content on the page, right? Because that's going to tie you up in knots. So if you're one of these people that can't create a lot of content, right? I mean, oh shit, what shall I do? Well, not entirely sure. Have your Facebook page simply as a vessel for being able to run adverts out from. If you look at my official Nathan Hague page, right? I'm trying to do my best Valley Girl impression. I'm failing miserably. But if you go to facebook.com/official Nathan Hague or Nathan Hague official, that's how little I pay attention to it. But what I do is I use that as a vehicle to run pay-per-click, PPC, pay-per-click adverts from, right? I don't care about my Facebook page. Facebook can actually take that away from me at any stage, and they have in the past, twice, I hasten to add. Thanks, Mark. All right, so It's on rented ground. So if you're maintaining only a Facebook profile, that would be bad as a business, because if you do get your rented accommodation, Facebook, like, taken away from you, blocked, banned, whatever, well, now you're starting from zero. So that's why it's important to always have your own web asset, a website. All right, so that's yours. No one can take that away from you. Okay, but also have your Facebook business page. Run adverts. Okay, now there's many different types of adverts, and I'm sure other people in your series of interviews have told you loads of different things, and that's okay. My take on that is the only adverts that count, right, in 2017 are these ones. Write these ones down, people, right? The first one is you have the ability to run a standard advert, right? It's like, kill me now, all right? What it means is you have the picture, right, and you have like the copy, and it's like, buy my stuff, like politely, you're basically saying, buy my shit, okay? All right, you have the call to action, and they click or they tap it, and they come away from Facebook, they land on your page, on your website, okay, and hopefully they'll do something. Whether they give you their email address, whether they buy the blue dress, but they do something on your website, right? So there's a standard Facebook ads, kill me now, they work, very utility though, diminishing returns if I'm honest. Number two, right, is Facebook lead adverts, all right? Write that one down because they're awesome, all right? They are pretty much the most expensive advert format in Facebook, but they work awesomely. I've sold like hundreds of thousands in campaigns, all right, euros, okay, based on Facebook lead adverts. I can sell cars online, for God's sake, right? Range Rovers. I wanted one, and they said no. But anyway, right, so you have Facebook lead adverts, and Facebook lead adverts, it keeps them inside Facebook. When you keep someone inside the Facebook app, right, on the desktop or the mobile, all right, then Facebook kind of prefers that ad format. Sometimes it will give you and reward you by a lower cost per acquisition, a CPA, all right? So if you don't take them outside Facebook and you keep them inside Facebook, that's a thing, right? That's a better experience for the customer. I can't tell you how many times that you just go, oh yeah, fair enough, I've clicked that advert on my iPhone and I land on this really, really sucky page. Hello, can we have your email address? No, because your page sucks. All right, but you paid Facebook to give someone that really shitty experience, right? So why would you do that? A better way of doing it, right, is to run a Facebook lead advert, and you go, hey, Facebook, I just want to take their first name. Don't ever take their full name because that's a bit invasive. First name, email, mobile address, mobile number. All right, so 3 bits of information. When they see the lovely advert on their timeline, all right, and they tap the call to action, instead of taking them to a website, it pops up on the screen, all right, phone or desktop, and it's like it's pre-populated with those pieces of information. So it's like, hello, yeah, I'm just going to take your name, your phone number, right, and your email address, and it's already populated, and the user just has to go, okay, right? So tap twice, and now you immediately have that person's details, because you were going to try and send them to your website and hopefully take their information, right? Well, this is a better way of doing it, because they don't have to sit there on their shitty phone screens and try and type out and lose the will to live. It's 2 taps, you've got their information. It's a Facebook lead advert. They work brilliantly, and you can connect those lead adverts to other things to do cool things. Say they tap twice, and they give you, their details, whatever you wanted. All right, you can immediately send them. This is awesome. You can use something like Twilio.com. You need a programmer to do this, all right, or you can use a program called Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R, Zapier.com. You can use Twilio and Zapier together to be able to send them out a text message. Hey, Dan. All right, and this is automated. Hey, Dan, thanks for your getting in contact. Listen, I'll give you a call tomorrow, right? That could be a text message that immediately goes out to them, all right? Everyone reads text messages, right? Very few people, right, will read their emails compared with a text message, right? So text messaging is like gangster. You should definitely look into that as part of your marketing mixes. So yeah, too long didn't read. The last version really is video. Right, so if you actually get a link to whatever it might be, your e-commerce store or whatever, do a video, right, on the actual particular product. Do an unboxing of your product, do a product review, whatever it might be. But video, oh my God, it's so amazingly awesome, right? And it's like 1 cent video views. So if you've got $10, if you only got $10 a day to spend on advertising, run video, right? and then get load of video views, and then you do something called retargeting or remarketing if you're using Google, right? But in Facebook, it's called retargeting. So basically, you say, hey, Facebook, run this advert, this lead advert, right, to people that have only seen the video, right, and they've watched 25% of your video. All right, so that means that as you, because you never want to accept, write this one down, you never want to accept, all right, when you're running a video advert, the standard settings, which is like, yeah, so, you know, I'm willing to pay for every time someone just watches 3 seconds of my video. I don't know about you, but when I'm scrolling through, like I hate Facebook with a passion, right? When I'm scrolling through, oh, pictures of bacon, pictures of cats, oh, someone random's wedding, oh, congratulations. I wonder if that will last, all right? There we go. Oh, buy my shit. Yeah, anyway, so carry on scrolling through, all right? And those videos are usually things that I scroll through because they're usually like low quality shitty videos that like someone shared, right, about a billion zillion times, all right? So, but Facebook will count, if you pause just for like a second on the screen, it will still count as you scrolling through that view as a 3-second view. So my point is, on the video views, don't accept the standard Facebook like setting of like 3-second video views. Don't do that. You want to maintain, right, the little like drop down option, too much to go into right now, but choose 25% or more of your video being viewed, all right? So what you can do is when someone on the first advert watches 25% of your video, right, don't make your videos too long, but let's say they watch 25% of your video, then serve them out a second advert, which is the lead adverts, all right? So that advert really should be only sent, the second advert, to people that have warmed up and actually watched 25% or more of your first video. See how it works? You're kind of warming the audience up for like $10 a day. I don't know, match hookers and blow $10 a day is in America, but here in Thailand, that's a lot of money. But anyway, right? So for $10 a day, right, you can warm an audience up, and then for another, let's say $5 to $10 a day, just as a start, you can then like send them lead adverts, okay, to the people that have watched the first advert and are interested. Does that make sense? I hope so. Play that whole section back in half speed, and you've probably got a chance of understanding, right?
That's perfect. I think we have time to sneak in one more question, hopefully. So I've taken your YouTube course and I've followed a lot of your things. And one thing I think you're really good at is leveraging other people's assets in different ways, whether it's simply or running ads on top of some other stuff. Exactly. So a lot of business owners out there probably don't have the time or creativity to always come up with their own content. Do we have like one good strategy for a business owner that they could effectively leverage other people's assets on social media for advertising that might save them some time and some money?
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll give you 2 very quick ones, all right? So the first one is, I've been railing against this for the whole interview, all right? But buy my shit, all right? If you go to nathanhague.com/YouTube-course, and I don't know how you're going to do this. I might give you a discount code, right, to give people that are watching this. But in there, and you've done the course, so you'll attest to this, but I forensically detail out. You remember the app I told you at the start of the interview, Flipboard? Right. So with Flipboard, if you wake up in the morning time, this is gangster. If you wake up in the morning time, content isn't your thing. You're like, shit, I can't create so much content. That's okay, right? Wake up in the morning time. Remember, the articles are going to be coming to you on your phone screen. So crusty-eyed before your cornflakes, you can look at the screen and go, oh, there's 3 really good stories, right? And they've got to be genuinely good stories that are valuable to your followers. So you'll just go, are you ready? You'll just go, yep, tap. So when you tap twice per story, all right, now what happens is that story from that website, okay, will have your call to action right down the bottom left-hand side. So let's say it's the BBC website, and it was something to do with the financial sector, okay, and you were, or real estate, for example, right? So you would basically go, oh, that's really cool. I will tap that story twice. All right. Meanwhile, the system that I've got will basically stick a call to action down the bottom left-hand side. So it'll be something like, like this story, then you'll love, and then there'll be a button that says this. All right. And you can program this up. All right. It's very, very simple. If you follow the bouncing ball, they go. So on the BBC website, or Wall Street Journal, whatever it might be, you can actually stick legitimately your call to action button right on their website. And then that link with the call to action gets stamped onto your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook group, no problem, right? So you've shared some content, right, as everyone does on social media, But it's now when they tap it or they open that content and they open the BBC or the Wall Street Journal, all right, and see that story on real estate, your call to action will be on the bottom left-hand side. And it works on desktop or mobile, right? So they're interested in the Wall Street Journal like story on real estate. They see your call to action. If they want more of this story, they should tap the big blue button. Shit, yeah. So they tap it, and then they come to your website, okay? So that's what we call, and I detail that in the course, but it's Sniply, Zapier, there's a whole, it's kind of like a digital cake, right? So there's all the ingredients, and I teach you which ingredients, and I teach you how to mix them together. So you literally wake up crusty-eyed in the morning, tap the screen, there's your content done, using other people's content as your own. Yay! Do that 3 or 5 times a day. Well, that's awesome, right? And that goes across all of your social channels. Number 2, so you're hijacking people's content as your own. Legitimately, I think. But anyway, do it because it's awesome. Number 2, all right, number 2, and you can actually hijack other people's like YouTube channels in exactly the same way. So number 2 would be... if you're in a younger demographic, doing things like Snapchat, all right? Now, Snapchat takeovers, I'm not an expert on Snapchat, I'm not going to lie, I'm like, whatever. But if you were, I've got a couple, and I'll use some examples over here, because I'm in Thailand right now, and I deal a lot with, increasingly more, of the tourism sector over here, right? So there's a dive charter company, there's also a yacht charter company over here as well. So what they do is they go out to some fantastic locations. Who doesn't want to be here on a tropical island, right, looking at the azure water and like, you know, oh, I'm having so much fun and you suck back in Delaware. Ah, ha, ha, but look at my life. I'm awesome, right? Who doesn't want to see those motivational stuff, right? So what happens is you do what they call a Snapchat takeover, right? Write that one down, kids, Snapchat takeover. And what that means is that legitimately you can take your Snapchat account for your company, right, and you can actually give the username and the password to all the people on the boat, for example, right? So and they're out on the dive chart. So all these people on the boat have got like your username and password. Don't worry about that. But they're all generating content. Oh, look at me, duck selfie. Oh my God, look me and the turtle. Oh my God, we're having so much fun and you suck. Oh my God, ah ha ha. All right. So and what happens is, you, at the end of the day, like literally, you can download all of those pictures, right, and then user-generated content, and then shove it back up into, let's say, oh, that was exciting. You can shove it back up into YouTube, because it'll be like pictures and it'll be like 10-second videos, right, from Snapchat. So you can compile them all and stick it up, right, to YouTube or even a Facebook video at the end of the day, right? Now that works on a principle called two-factor authentication, 2FA. Give people your username and password. Oh wait, you, the fuck off written on your forehead. Come on here, have my Snapchat account. There you go. And you can be okay with that because they can only log in if they have a PIN number that gets pushed to you. So providing they know that PIN number, which you give them, they can log in, create content for you. All right, and at the end of the day, you literally go, right, time's up there, mofo. I will just disable it, and now he's now lost access to it. He can only log in again if he's got a PIN number. All right. So don't be afraid of doing Snapchat takeovers. If you're in an industry where your customers can produce the content, I mean, it's just a fantastic way of getting free content, essentially, right? Give them something for doing the generated content. The dive boats over here, give them like an extra bottle of beer or something, and the kids dig that. All right. So whatever that works in with you. So yeah, if you can get user-generated content, that's the holy grail, rather than you having to sit there slugging it away all day trying to produce it. All right. So yeah, so the Sniply thing on point 1 kind of plays into that as well. So yeah, hopefully those 2 points help. Again, play that back at half speed, and you've probably got a choice of actually listening to me. All right.
You probably have to grab some notes and links.
Can't understand. He talks so fast.
He talks so fast. We'll do clip notes, don't worry.
It's fine, it works great. So quick follow-up, Snapchat, we're hearing a lot of bad noise.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it, or is Snapchat fine?
I think like they're late to the party, right? So I think it's another channel, right? I've got no dog in the fight, and as business owners, right, listening and watching this, you shouldn't have any dog in the fight. Don't be too invested. It's not like a team sport, social media. Use what works, all right? Just because Gary Vaynerchuk invested in Snapchat, Gary Vaynerchuk in the last couple of days, apparently everyone's telling me, is if they had loads of money, it would be just to put it into Facebook adverts. Gary you the same guy who was saying going balls deep on Snapchat and telling everyone to do the same thing. See where I'm coming from? Everyone's trying to sell people, right? So make your own decisions. If your younger crowd is on Snapchat, which they are, all right, then you should be on Snapchat. If you're a builder from Delaware, I keep saying Delaware, I've never been to the place, it's probably lovely, no idea, right? But if you're a builder in Delaware, right, being on Snapchat probably isn't the thing for you. If you're a Sparky, if you're a plumber, if you're an unsexy, services-based business, right, if you're an accountant, would you be on Snapchat? Look, probably not. Where would your market be? That's what you got to ask yourself. If your market is a younger demographic and they're taking duck selfies and they're always going to be on Snapchat, be on Snapchat. If you're the Delaware plumber, be on Facebook ads, right? Because that's where like your older house owners and homeowners are going to be hanging out. They're kind of more mature, motivated. They're going to be on your Facebook. But this is really what you should be using your Google Analytics for, all right? You should be looking at the people coming to your website, and you should be going through like your business records and going, well, that's a bit of a revelation. Yeah, it is actually sort of like older chicks in Delaware. Oh, who knew? Anyway, so yeah, that's all I got.
Perfect. No, that's great. Everything's been great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
One of the things I always liked about you is you just kind of give it straight, which is obviously great because there's a lot of noise out there and it's hard to cut through sometimes.
Yeah.
You're really good on top of things. So I'm going to guess a lot of people watching probably want to keep up with you and connect with you after this. Where would you like us to send them?
I probably just Facebook if I'm honest. If they go to nathanhague.com let's go to the YouTube course. Everyone wants to know how to do video marketing. So just get them to go to nathanhague.com /YouTube-course. Just in there, and they'll be like, oh, okay, we get it. So, yeah, and I'll give you a lot of discount codes as well, just for like having me on the show. No problem.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for everything. This has obviously been informative
great.
And entertaining. I don't think she
Yeah.
stopped laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
You.